Hi, my name is Dennis Peathers. I'm from the UK. I want to speak with you briefly just to introduce the Joining Jesus course that I'm using to help leaders across the world to make disciples of people beyond the walls of the church. I grew up in the UK where I still live, and when I grew up I didn't go to church. I wasn't churched or didn't even know anything about God or the Bible or Jesus. I became a Christian when I was 19 years of age because my boss at work gave me a book to read, and when I read about God and saw who He was, it changed my whole world. And when I saw what Jesus did, it transformed everything. And now I want the whole world to know about Jesus. And now what I do is I travel across the world and lead a movement called The Rooftop that is helping churches all over the world to make disciples of people who are not coming to churches. And as I travel, I sometimes see great examples of God at work and transforming lives and transforming even whole communities sometimes, which is so exciting. But what I also see, tragically, more often, churches that are struggling to come to terms with how to reach people that don't do church, people that just don't come to our buildings and join in with our worship services. And many of them, as they struggle with this, what they do is they just keep on doing the same thing and hoping that one day these people may come back to church and may come and join in with our meetings again. And as they hope this, they continue to struggle and really get smaller and smaller and just hope that one day things will change. But unfortunately, things are not going to change because people aren't going to just come back to church in the way that people used to come to church, because people growing up now are not people that have ever been to church, so they're not going to come. And if we're going to reach them, then we need to be really missional communities, people that are being equipped and helped and shown how to reach people that are beyond the walls of the church. And the challenge for us as pastors, as we seek to lead missional communities, is that if we're honest, many of us have never been equipped in how to do that. We were trained in how to have good exegesis and to preach good sermons, hugely important. But if we're going to reach people today who are beyond the walls of the church, we need also to be equipping people in how to share their faith and how to make disciples of people who don't even know they don't know Jesus. Many of us as pastors have never been equipped to do that. But if we're going to lead churches today to be effective, then we must learn how to do that. And that's at the heart of Joining Jesus. It's helping pastors to lead churches that become missional communities. And it begins by really getting pastors together online. And over 12 months, once per month, I'll be doing a teaching session online with pastors, helping you, equipping you, encouraging you to think, how can you become the leader of a missional community? How can you engage in faith sharing with people who don't come to listen to sermons, people who aren't churched in any way? And as we do that once per month, I'll also divide you into pairs. There'll be 12 pastors overall. I'll divide you into pairs where you can actually begin to put into practice the things that we've been learning. Because the way Jesus made disciples was, He told them what to do, He showed them how to do it. But then most importantly, He said, now go do it. And it was as they did it that they learned. And that's how it is with Joining Jesus. As you put into practice what is taught in our times together online, so you will learn, and then you can come back and reflect and then go again and learn again, and on it will go. It's not a quick one weekend or one conference fix. This takes place over a period of time because it's about thinking differently and acting differently and learning new skills that we can then teach to others. Let me ask you a question. As you think about the future of the church that you lead, maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, if you continue with things as they are, what do you see? How do you see it looking? But what about if you took time now for a year to really be equipped and helped to become the leader of a missional community? What could your church look like if more and more people from the church that you lead were engaging in evangelism, faith sharing and disciple making? I believe it could change everything. And so I invite you as a pastor, as a leader, to join in with Joining Jesus and just see what God could do. Thanks so much for listening, and God bless you.